I just got back from 7 weeks away from New York City, and there are so many gorgeous products that I can't wait to show you. I'm gonna spill some tea right now. Oh, this looks like a bit of me. I tell you, it looks like a bit of me. This is a new drop from CL. I may have just used way too much, but this is the Bronze and Protect SPF 50 drops in number 1. I'm gonna use the Mario brush with this just to see. Okay, obsessed. Probably use a little bit much, but that's okay. It's blending in really, really well. If you don't know, CL is a brand where every single product has an SPF in it. I'm just gonna blend it across the nose and give myself a little bit of a sun-kissed glow. All right, and then into the forehead. I really like this tone. As soon as I blend it out, it sort of feels like it's gonna be too cool toned, but then it develops to this lovely warm undertone. But I wouldn't imagine this would be too dark for somebody that's fair. You would just need way less than what I use. Okay, Nikki. I already had a little play with this morning. This is the Yummy Skin Danessa Myricks Concealer in the shade 4. I'm going to apply it and then blend it so that you can see the strength between this little pocket power concealer. So I like to put my concealer sort of in just a few spaces, like around the face, and then I take a brush and I blend it in. Depending on how big of a coverage you want spatially, you would use a bigger brush, but I want to be in absolute control of where my product goes, so therefore I use smaller brushes to do things like concealer. Blending it into the nose and into that forehead there, and this is going to contrast really well from that bronzing product that I first applied. I love to hear from you all in the comments, so please tell me with any what products you might have tried out of these things that I'm sharing with you right now, or even if you have any other questions on them that I might be able to answer. But this concealer packs a mighty punch. And actually, my assistant yesterday and I were talking about it, and she was like, we're having this real hero product era again, and I love it. So because I use such a teeny tiny brush to blend in my concealer, I'm just going to take the big brush again and just merge things together a little bit better. You see how that just sort of melted everything in. This isn't a new product, but it is new for me. Surprise, surprise. As far as my personal collection goes, this is Stone from MAC. I'm just using a little bit before I use what I'm about to use next. My friend Joelle, who works for Pat McGrath, gave me one of these at an event in New York a couple of weeks ago. She had it in a bag. She was like, you can have this until yours come. And I love them. They're amazing. They're a bit like the NARS Velvet Matte Lip Crayons that are sadly discontinued. But these are probably an improved formula anyway, because that formula was very, very old. This is called the Dramatique Mega Lip Pencil, and this is Divine Rose. Nabla have some new eye crayons. We all know that I love a bit of Nabla. So I'm using this green shade in the middle of my eye. It's called Sage, and I'm just going to blend it out so that it's smooth. I do have a little bit of eyeshadow powder on my lid, so it's not blending as seamlessly as it typically would. But it's good to know that if you put powder down first, it will actually lock creams in quicker. These pencils are so amazing and handy. I use them in my kit all the time. Last but not least, Broad Pocket Blush. This is the shade Sleepy Girl. I had the opportunity to try this way before it launched when I did Hailey's makeup one of the last few times in New York City, and I remember thinking it was a stunning formula. I don't think I've felt a blush formula like this for a while. It feels very creamy, almost like a lipstick in a blush format hybrid. It's dewy, but it's not greasy. It's high coverage, but it blends like a dream. It's just perfect. And you actually get a lot of product. Based on how little that you need, this will last you a long time, trust. Pop in the comments below what other new launches you want me to check out and share with you on social. I'm so happy to be home. Never have I ever hated a lipstick on myself more. Listen, different strokes, different folks, but it's just, here's how I'm gonna make it less. Gonna take a brown lip liner. Obviously it's gonna be Endless Cacao, and I'm gonna go right at the edges of this lip and start shading back in some dimension. There is 2 reasons why I hate this lipstick on me, and it's not necessarily just the color, it's also the amount that I applied. The amount that I applied left absolutely no room for flattery, because you cannot see my natural lip color through it. I don't think it's the worst lipstick I've ever put on, don't get me wrong, I just don't think it's a tasteful color. Okay, so Endless Cacao at the edges, and I can guarantee you that this is going to make this lipstick 99.9% better. I'm just going to do one side. So what's actually happening is that this color that I'm using, the Endless Cacao shade, is creating dimension. I can even go back in with this a little bit where I maybe went a little heavier with the Endless Cacao, but it's creating dimension, therefore allowing my lips not to look so flat and one-dimensional like this. So we go from something that looks like this, we go from something that looks like this to something that looks like this. Much better. You could also sheer down the color and use the lip liner and create a whole different effect. But also the cool tone from the Endless Cacao is just really neutralizing the sort of acidity in this tone, which is Flamingo from MAC. Again, it's not a horrible lipstick. I just don't like it on me worn that way. So this is what you're going to do if you ever hate a lipstick on yourself. Just grab a brown lip liner and just put it at the edges, blend it together, and see what happens.